What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my stream, Warplan. This time, we're gonna progress, I think, quite a bit. But before kind of go into that, I wanted to show you something new on my library list here. So, it's been a long time, and I never thought I would see this, but you go down this list and you're like, oh yeah, these are great games, and then you stop by here and you're like, wait, what? Victoria 3. I pre-ordered it, the $50 one. I can't do 80. That's just, I want to. Don't get me wrong, I want to. It's just economy. Not a good time to spend $80. $50, it was even a little bit of a stretch for me. That's why we have credit cards, right? Yeah, that's gonna come to bite me. But it's if I was on a desert island, right, and I only had one game to bring, that would be. This is normal for that thing to pop up, the waiting thing that just popped up a second ago. There's a way to kind of, I gotta change an option, but that goes away. So if you're thinking about switching to Linux, because this is running on Linux, Fedora Linux, it's free, it's better than Windows, does not track you, and much more stable. Yeah, it's loads and loads better than Windows. Oh my gosh. I do IT, so I work with Windows every day, and it's just... I'll give you a good example. I had somebody that... I'll try not to use those stories, but... I just find it interesting how, Microsoft implements a new design of, Outlook, right? And they're like, and it looks nice. You're like, oh, okay, that's nice. But attachments don't work anymore. Why? Why? Something. Anyway. All right. Oh, this is not good. Look, these are 7, 8s, 11s. These are all falling apart here because they're cut off from supply, but I'm getting worried because my units on the front line are not... They're not the best. What the frack happened? I got some 7, 8 units here. Crazy. I got an 8-9 unit here, the U.S. Second Corps. Jeez, look at these 1s and 1s, man. What is going on? Sorry, I'm gonna try to mute that one. That comes. That's my bad. That's the reason why I haven't been streaming all week. I had a respiratory infection since last Saturday, so it's been bad, really bad. I had to take a bunch of days off work. Oh, yes. That's right. The name of the title of the game is Leaving Germany in Ruin. And this is why, because I am literally blowing their country off the face of the earth. I wish I had more strap bombers. I need more strap bombers. Alright, and you guys moved, I'm assuming. Hold on, I'm gonna mute it. If I could find the bloody mute button. Where's the bloody mute? Oh, wait, hold on. There's a mute button here. Okay, hopefully you guys didn't hear that. Oh, man. I just finished my antibiotics and it's still in there. Alright. Oh, man. This is interesting. Did they pull... No, I took that position, that's why. Wow, they're really thin here. They're sending everybody, I think. So this might be an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I could probably even cut them off. Look at this. I got a mobilized second mech, right? It's a pretty good unit, too. In fact, I'm probably going to make you... or actually you. I'd rather have them. And we're running low on oil, too. Shoot. That's not good. Theoretically, I can get here and get here and then push here and then cut them off completely from supply. Because they're going to the US now. Let's push. Unless this is a trap. But I don't think it's a trap. I think the AI is... I think the AI is freaking out. I think that's what's happening. So I'm going to take advantage of that freak out. And take these supply points from them. These rail nexuses. Maybe even come back here. That's not going to let me. Alright, whatever. And I really can't make any offensive actions. My oil is low. And then also I gotta save the oil for defensive actions. So what I'm gonna first do is send... because the US has so much oil. I'm gonna send... I don't know what, 50? What do you guys think? 50? I'll send as much as I can. 60. I hate giving the Reds oil, but what are you gonna do, right? Dang it. Alright, the British got another armored corps, which is going to help immensely. Sort of. Maybe not. There we go. And I need to name it too, because I'm not going to... US... Why doesn't it... So this is one thing I wish the game did. Randomize these. Don't just say Mechanized Corps. Mechanized Corps. Give me some, you know... something. I don't even know the scale that I'm doing. I'm gonna go with 32nd. I don't think I did 32nd. And then the Brits, I don't think I hit the 10s, right? Maybe I did, I don't know. 11th. We'll do 11th Armored Corps. You know, it's important to have that Esprit de Corps, right? You know. I don't know. I don't know. 6 and 7. I should probably leave some troops to guard, you know what I'm saying? Alright. I mean, I have Saint Nazaire. I can still push him. I feel like I could do more on the Russian front. So I don't know if you guys been keeping up with the Ukrainian war. Actually, let me put up the chat so this way people don't get upset. Some people do. But I don't know if you guys been keeping up with the Ukrainian war, but I mean, it's horrible what's going on. The Russians are bombing Ukraine with Iranian drones. Like, they're out of their missiles and they're out of their own drones. Russia is literally like, the military is just, I mean, they're giving rusty Kalashnikov rifles to recruits. Rusty. Like, I've seen them. They're like, wow. Like, they've been in storage for 30, 40 years or in water for 30, 40 years. Pretty bad. The only places they're actually having some successes with the Wagner Group in that area, but everywhere else they're falling apart. They're using these kamikaze drones from Iran to literally destroy the infrastructure in Ukraine. So, like, I think they destroyed 30% of Ukraine's power or something like that. But what I wanted to get at was, I totally forgot what I was gonna try to get at, but so Russia's sending troops, like, I think 10 to 15,000 to Belarus, right? So Belarus would be somewhere right around here, right? In this area. And then they're gonna team up with the Belarus army, which on paper measures 50,000, but in reality, it's like, from what I've seen, 15,000, but that are ready to deploy at a moment's notice. It's like 5,000. This is like, so like 15,000 men, which is, you know. And so even if they can get 25,000 or 30,000, right? And what they're trying to do is, so like, this is Poland, right? They're trying to cut off our supplies going to Ukraine this way, right? So they're going to invade this way and kind of cut the supplies that are going this way. So they're going to try to use Belarus and Russian troops to cut off the supplies here. The thing is, that's really close to the Polish border. And Belarus, I mean, there's a possibility U.S. or NATO might, I mean, obviously they're going to see that as a provocation, but, you know, that's very close to the Polish border. That's definitely, well, obviously that's going to be definitely the escalation. I mean, some of the, I don't know. It's crazy the way this thing is going. And, like, and I've said it before on this video. This guy's 7 years old, right? He has probably hundreds of millions in his account at this point. He could have just said, you know what? I'm done, right? I'm going to buy an island, right? Somewhere in the South Pacific or something like that. Have a little private army, right? And just, you know, relax for the next 10, 20 years of my life, have my family by me, you know, sipping margaritas on the beach. Now this guy is going to be looking behind his back for the rest of his life. He cannot ever leave Russia. He is done. It's going to be cold winters for him forever, and his family. Because the moment he leaves Russia, you know, goes to, like, I don't know, South Pacific, $20 says U.S. is going to pick him up for war crimes. I mean, that's just my guess. You know, U.S. or some allied nations is like, yeah, listen, you're coming with us. You know, I mean, it's not that simple. But after everything that's happening now, I highly doubt that he's going to be scot-free. You know, all the atrocities that have been committed in this war, like, he's going to be held, he has to be held liable. And if not, then I don't know what to say at that point. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that 3 and 2 here? Escort fighters. I really don't need to work on that. Let's focus on that. Do you guys think that he's going to be held liable, or that this is eventually he's going to win or lose this war, and then after a while, people will forget? Do you think that's going to happen? I hope not. I hope that the moment he leaves Russia, he's, in cuffs and that's it. There's only very few nations that he can go to. Definitely not Western nations. I mean, he's not going to be able to take a trip to the United States anymore. Oh, I can do some damage here. This is going to take a lot of oil, though, right? Yeah, but it might be worth it. Come on, break him! Jeez, look how much oil that used up. I had, what, 41, or is it around 50? That dropped a lot of oil, those 3 attacks. Jeez. Is anybody in the reserve? No, nobody's back there. Nice. Nice, very good. Good job. How much oil do we have left now? 22. Why can't I cross into that bloody city? I have this unit here. I want to move, but I can't. Actually, stand by on that. Move this guy here. Yeah, that's what I figured. Let's just do an airstrike. Boom, 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 boom. How much oil left? Oh, that didn't take much. Okay. Still 1-to-1. Dang it. Five to 6. Do I have anybody that's better, man? No offense, but 6 to 7. I got a 6 to 7 unit here. And I want to bring that first corps too. And I probably want to bring this guy. Alright, I think I'm good to go. Are the Germans hitting my supply lines? No. That's weird. I mean, they're somewhere around here, but not hitting my supply lines, which is weird. Hold on, let me just double check the war panel here. No reinforcements. Oh crap, I forgot about you. Dang, sorry. But yeah, it's kind of crazy the way things are going, honestly. I mean, I just, to me, I find it very surreal. Like, a lot of times you read the news and watch the news and you're like, it's just amazing. Like, who would have thought something like this happening in, well, the 21st century? Like, honestly, I'd never thought technically we're in a long peace since World War II, right? And I never thought that was going to end because of MAD, mutually assured destruction. That, and then everybody's, if somebody had to choose power or money, obviously they would choose money. And I would thought that Reagan and I think a few other presidents believed that if you introduce capitalism to China and into like Russia, that money would convince the politicians. So like, yeah, peace is good for peace is good because I make more money, can spend money on whatever I want. But I guess money doesn't mean nothing. I guess power supersedes money in terms of their interests. I mean, it's just absolutely stupid. I mean, if you could live 10, 20 years in a lap of luxury, right? Like just pure bliss, right? Just nothing but like yachts, one yacht to another, just 22-year-old Macallan scotches all the time, just amazing, And you choose to cause war for what? I guess to get your name in the history books? Absolute stupidity. Absolute stupidity. And what's crazy too is I was reading the news, and they were talking about how like Russian officers are winding up discovered in their apartments, killed, and at the end of like whatever the article says like suicide is not ruled out. I'm like, yeah, okay. One after another, like just popping up. Oh, just I guess they're And these are the ones that have been in the news recently for this or that, for bad battlefield this or or saying this about the war or whatever. It's and on top of all that, right, the crappy equipment they're giving to the Russian troops, like just rusted rifles, all that, reminds me of something that Patton used to say. He said in 1945 that the Russians have no value for human life, right? And it just, like, I don't know, it just made me think of that because it was just like, it made me think because it was just like, how do you just send like people that you just took off the street, right? Whether they might be conscripts at one time or another, like 20 years ago, right, or 10 years ago, and then send them to the front line within like a day or two, like that basically tells you have no, like, you were using them as cannon fodder. Like, there is no way you can spin that, there is no way. Like, the U.S. would never, ever, like, we were in Iraq and Afghanistan. We had some times where, we needed troops. The U.S. was giving out huge bonuses, big bonuses. And, we needed troops. But the most they ever thought of was shortening basic training from like 9 weeks to maybe 1 or 2 weeks shorter, And that's not including the training they would get pre-deployment, because obviously you would have to go to your unit and then they would, go through training. So, you would get a lot of training before you deploy, Heck, Army National Guard units would, I remember the units that were like 6th, 9th Infantry, or was it 2nd 104? I forgot. But they would go on active duty, right? Train for 6 to 8 months at Fort Benning or Jackson or whatever, and then go to Iraq for a year and then come back. So literally almost half a year of just training to go to Iraq or Afghanistan. Months. And the Russians are sending them within like a day or two. And from what these soldiers are saying, they're like, hey, we went to the rifle range one time. Oh man, they're going to blow up this unit here. Yeah, they went to the rifle range like one time. And they said they fired 3 magazines. I'm like, that's it? And now you're on the front line? And they're doing the old Soviet World War II tactics, which basically shows that they have no consideration for human life, because what the Russians were saying was that they have the mobilized troops here, then they have the contract soldiers, which are the enlisted soldiers here, and then they put prisoners here, like the prisoners that they freed to join the Russian army, and each one is told, like, so the mobilized are supposed to shoot the prisoners if they fall back, and then if the mobilized retreat, the enlisted, the contract soldiers are supposed to shoot them. Like, that's World War II stuff. That's 1941 stuff. It's 2022. It's not 1941. And it's not World War II. I mean, how do you say that to... And a lot of the Russians that were, a lot of the intercept calls that they caught, and some of the Russians that were speaking, and even on like social media, they were saying like they were deployed. One was given like 3 rounds. And he was like, they were short of rounds. Like, how are you short of rounds? How are you fighting a war? But then on top of that, it's like, he says they were supposed to have artillery, they were supposed to have armored troop transports, a couple of tanks, and he was saying this is what the Ukrainians have. They have this many tanks, they have this many artillery pieces there, and they constantly fire at us. They have, and he was laying out a whole bunch of equipment. You see they put 2 corps there to guard that bridge in that city there. Wish my guys crossed before. But it's just kind of crazy when you think about it, because it's like the soldier that was saying, he was just like, we have nothing. We had 1 armored transport that was delivering food once every 3 days, and because they didn't know the schedule, the enlistment troops were taking all the food, pretty much all the food. I was just like, oh my, jeez. Like, he was saying, like, all the majors and lieutenant colonels are all fat, like beer belly guts. Like, that's a no. Like, in the, I mean, pre 9/11, yeah, in the reserve there were people that had, but after 9/11, I mean, even in the, the National Guard, Reserve, even in the State Guard, State Defense Forces, they cracked down on, like, height and weight. You have to, straight down. You gotta be within Army regs. That's just for enlisted, and like the officers, obviously they're setting an example. Like, I could tell you, I mean, there's some higher ups that do that I've seen here and there that did have a little bit of a belly, but that was years and years ago, and I'm assuming they probably retired out and they were close to retirement age. But every time you see like U.S. officers or U.S. soldiers fit, you know, like they look like they can run 5 miles, you know. I mean, I don't know how the second best army in the world has all these majors, lieutenant colonels that are just, you know, and they say they're not even with their units. They're in a bunker miles back from the front line. Like, wow. Wow. It's just like, honestly, it blows my mind. And instead of ending this war, like, he knew he was defeated, right? After Kiev, it was going to be a slugfest. And he had like an opportunity to have a long, drawn-out war and eventually settle on a peace. That was a possibility, right? Obviously, he did the whole annexation thing. No more peace. Like, and you can't go back on the annexation. So, yeah, you can't go back on the annexation. So it's like, this war has no off-ramps. You know, like, Ukraine is going to take all their territory back. And obviously he can't, I mean, I don't know. It's just, he has no army. Like, his army is just completely kaput. It's falling apart. The only thing he can do, Putin, is buy time for spring in hopes that whatever troops that he is training, right, will get some training and then be ready for a spring campaign. But even that spring campaign, how much arms, how much tanks, how much artillery we're going to send to Ukraine, how much of a dent is he going to make? He can't get artillery. Like, he can't, I mean, they can't even rebuild their equipment, because a lot of their equipment apparently has Western parts. So, like, and obviously he's not getting equipment from China. So he's pulling it from, like, Russia and India, and it's just like, dude, you're in, like, there's no way he's going to win this war. Like, no way. And then if he goes the nuclear route, forget about it. That's the end. Like, U.S. will just march, like, well, I mean, forget about it. NATO is going to get involved at that point. Like, it's... This guy is absolutely... Wow, I just... Oh, come on. How about if I do this? 1 to 2, seriously? How are they getting supplies? They must be getting supplies somehow. There's no way they would be... I'm gonna split this fleet up into pieces. So... I'll put you here. Right, because... Or is it here? I don't know. I'm gonna put it in pieces. Do that, and then you here. And hopefully that does something, because I'm right next to their ports. I don't know if that does blockade. I don't want to pick up the manual. Let's hold that line over there on the right. Put our top units there. Fortify until we destroy this. Let's focus our energy here. Come on, baby. How bad did we hit them? Not enough. Not enough. Let me take a look at the reports. I still can't get reinforcements. Look at that. Oh, no reinforcements. I need another port. Dang it, man. I have no reinforcements, so whatever I have here is what I have here. So this is a little scary now that I'm thinking about it. Because technically the Germans just have to wait for time, right? They're getting reinforcements to their units. I can't. Is there any way I can... Why can't you get reinforcements? Is it just because you can only get basic port supply? Like, I don't understand. Is there any way I could adjust that? What's going on? I guess because the ports are not big enough. I mean, it's a 5 port. I mean, it's not a junk port. I mean, that's a 1. But I have St. Nazaire now, so I have 2 5 ports. I would figure that's enough, right? I mean, even if I take these ports, this one's 5, this one's 2, and this one is 3. So, I mean, I don't understand why this is so crappy to... Serious. Ain't gonna make any difference, dude. Try to break him. Dude, I threw all my fracking bombers into this. I'm gonna do it. Is anybody else left? No. Jeez, man. It's not good, guys. And then next turn, I'll drop you off here, hopefully. Yeah. Son of a gun, man. Son of a gun. I mean, I don't know what else would have been. Let me look at Antwerp, because that's, right, like, that's a key port. That's not Antwerp. Where's the Calais? Antwerp's here. Okay, so a major port is 9. So I need a 9 type of port. But there are no 9 type ports in France. That's the thing. I guess the French... Marseille has an 8. Bloody gnats. See, this is another thing I would love to destroy, these freaking rail lines behind the lines here. Actually, I'm going to post that on the forums, because the developer is making Warplan 2. I want to destroy the rail lines. Blow them up, you know? Because if I do that, they're going to lose supply. And I think that's... I mean, that's what happened in World War II. Alright, let's continue bombing the Reich. The Reichstag is gone. Dang. Okay, I screwed that up. Alright, let's hit Dusseldorf then. Oh, wow. I love these American bombers. They have such amazing range. And they're the best. Look, they have AA there. It didn't even affect my units. I love American strat bombers. Come on, British, you gotta get with it. Come on, they're not even doing anything. I need to get reinforcements, otherwise these units are gonna get eaten up. Bad, dude. This is very, very bad. Oh, they're at my supply lines again. That's my son. He wants to come in. So he's gonna come in and he's gonna be like, go downstairs. I think he said no, I'm not gonna do that. He orders me around a lot. Keep trying to tell him I'm the parent. You don't order the parent around. And you know, kids. Come on. Seriously? There's no way I'm gonna be able to break this unit. Their motorized core is too strong. I mean, they're strong here. I should put average units here and then concentrate the rest up here, I think. Get them. I hate these gnats, man. They're everywhere. Alright, there we got some flexibility. Dude. Why isn't this guy being able to bomb? Oh, because it's raining there, that's why. Definitely one here. as that's a strong unit. 2 to 1. I'll take that. We'll hold. I'm assuming you're putting her to bed?
Yeah, she's, as soon as I set her down, she's screaming.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna call it.
Go.
Go? Go. Yeah, surprise. Go. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Catch you in the next one. Alright, hold on.
Yeah, I can tell her teeth are bothering her a lot.
Alright. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Catch you